RedNationBlogga back with another video, y'all. Per awful announcing, ESPN's opening doubleheader down 42% from his 23 debut with Victor Wembanyama. Bucks versus 76ers. Y'all know the game that Joel Embiid and Paul George didn't play. Down from 2.55 million the previous season. It was at 1.71 million viewers this year. Suns versus Clippers down 49% from last year's comparable game. TNT's Thursday game, Spurs versus the Mavericks, was down 29% from the previous year's comparable game. And ESPN Friday's game, I'm assuming this is all the opening week, 830,000 viewers, fewer than a college football game on ESPN2. Yikes. This is par for the course for me. I feel like as a fan, this is what I've been told should happen. Why should regular season views be high? Somebody give me one good reason why the regular season views should be high. Social media and regular NBA media has told me for the past 10 years that what you do in the regular season doesn't matter. The All-Star games don't matter. The All-NBA teams don't matter. None of it matters. So why should the viewership matter? I don't understand why everybody wants to talk about the decline of the ratings of the regular season when you guys told us that it does not matter, when you guys told us that it's championship or bust. I remember 5 years ago, when the Raptors won the championship in 2019, this was the season where James Harden averaged like 36 points, 8 assists, first team All-NBA. Richard Jefferson basically scolded James Harden on national television. He said, you know, what Kawhi did is the blueprint. That should be the blueprint going forward. You sit out games. It doesn't tax your body as much. He missed 22 games that year. You sit out those games, you rest your body, you heal, and you play your best basketball in the postseason. James Harden, you going out there and you playing every single night? No, that's not what we do. That's not what it's about. It's about the playoffs. It's about the championship. See, the reason why Kawhi Leonard won was because he load managed. The reason why you went home in the second round is because you wanted to play every single game and get your team into the playoffs. And you chased numbers, which is why you lost in the second round. You know what I'm saying? They didn't use context. It didn't matter that the Warriors team that James Harden saw was a completely different team than the Warriors team that Kawhi Leonard saw. No, that didn't matter. It didn't matter that James Harden's team wasn't as good as the Toronto Raptors team. No. That didn't matter. It was about load management. It was about Kawhi prioritizing the playoffs and the finals over James Harden, who prioritized chasing the MVP and leading the league in scoring for the second straight season. See, that's what it was about. So when you put that out there, what is the fan? I'm not a casual, but what is the casual fan that happens to be watching that show thinks? He's right. Kawhi did win the championship. That is why they play the game. James Harden, players that play every game, that go out there and risk it all and put it all on the line, that's not how it's supposed to be done. No, what you need to do is do what Kawhi did. You need to play 65 games. That's what you need to do. You need to strive for that as an NBA superstar. That's what the forefathers of the game did, but it's not. So now when I see media members in Philly going at Joel Embiid, bringing up his family, when I see that and I see the physical altercation that comes with it, I'm like, well, I don't understand why the media is chastising Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has been there. He's tried to play through injuries. He's tried to battle through it in the regular season. He chased MVPs. You go home in the second round. He's the only MVP in NBA history to never make it past round 2, to never make it to a conference finals. He's the only MVP in the history of the NBA to do that. So him prioritizing the postseason, shouldn't that be celebrated? Shouldn't that be congratulated? He should be getting flowers for that because y'all told us the regular season doesn't matter. I don't want to hear about ratings now. You built this monster. You did this. So don't come to the fans, complaining to Adam Silver about the NBA. And another thing y'all got to stop doing is blaming analytics. I'm watching Ball Don't Stop. I'm in bed. I'm about to call it early night. And I'm watching Ball Don't Stop. He pops up on the timeline. He's talking about Oh, teams don't run different offenses, and guys, everybody has the same scheme, which is 5 out, drive and kick, all of this stuff. I'll play the clip.
Product over the last few weeks, and now there's news coming out that viewership continues to drop. Some people are saying it's the streams. Some people are saying players aren't trying hard enough. A lot of folks aren't able to actually identify the real problem. It's been something I've been speaking on for the last 5+ years. The analytics geeks came in and totally shifted how the sport is played. We're watching a new brand of basketball that's never been played in any era of basketball before this. And everything is geared towards the 3-ball. I love the 3-ball. I love today's players. Love the talent in the league. It's at an all-time high. Players have never been this skilled and athletic at once. But the way this data and all these, copycat GMs have set up the league now, it's drive, kick, shoot a 3, 5 out, space the floor. You end up with 7'4" Wemby being a perimeter player. It's the game has lost its purity. The game has lost its variety. You had different offenses every night on display, when fans tuned in. It's lost that grit and that intensity, These analytics, what you realize is because they never played basketball, you took the game away from its, real essence. And that was the grit and the grind, the intensity, possession to possession, defensive players were enabled. It was physical. There was a mid-range game. There was a low post game. There was so many tactical things that a Tony Parker and a Steve Nash did to weave through that tight structure defenses. That's all gone now. It's just very dumbed down, open gym style, drive, kick, shoot a 3. And a lot of these young players are so good, I don't even get to see these guys full bag because it's a marketplace. They have to do what gets them paid. So, in my opinion, analytics hurt the NBA more than anything because the product, people have been turned off from it. They don't feel it. It doesn't hit the way it once did. That's why everyone's so excited about FIBA basketball. When it happens, it feels different. So the league needs to make rule changes. But more than anything, I think, and I don't know if it'll happen, but you got to get away from this obsession with data and analytics.
What I want to do for people that feel this way, that echo his sentiment, what I want to do is I want them to do one simple thing. I want 15 teams to play the old-fashioned way, the bag way, and I want 15 teams to play the analytical way. And I want to see who wins. I want to see which teams rise and which teams fall. We kind of already have this data, but people ignore it. The Phoenix Suns last year were one of the worst teams in driving to the basket. They were probably one of the lowest teams in terms of 3-point attempts per game. They were the quintessential bag brigade. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant. That's all they was about. Bag. What your ones look like. They played the way their ball don't stop likes. Like that. I'm sure he was in basketball heaven watching the Phoenix Suns. What happened when they played the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that was built correctly, a team that valued analytics and that played that way, that played the right way? What happened? They got swept. Let's go to another Kevin Durant team. What happened? The Brooklyn Nets, another team. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, the most skilled duo of all time. Oh my God, they play the way that every and one 24-hour fitness hooper plays. What happened when they ran to the Boston Celtics? A team that played analytically. They got swept. That is what's going to happen when you play that way. You are going to get beat by the old analytic brigade. The nerds, per se, they just said, how about we work smarter and not harder? How about we not have this 6'10" guy hunting mid-range shots, blocking the lane? So we got one 6'11" guy right here that's trying to shoot middies. We got another big that wants to operate in the post. Now our guards are shooting 44% and worse, and they're not shooting as many threes to open up the floor. So let's do this. Let's keep one big in the paint. Let's put the other big at the 3-point line and open up spacing lanes. Now efficiency has risen at the quote-unquote price of entertainment. So as a fan, which one do you want? Do you want efficiency or do you want entertainment? A lot of people are going to say, well, I want both. Okay, well, I'm entertained when I watch the NBA. I don't sit there and cry and whine about the amount of 3-point attempts. I know that if you go back and you play like the 05 Miami Heat in today's game, if you play like the 07 Cleveland Cavaliers, if you play like the 2009 Denver Nuggets, you're not going to be a top team in this era. You're not. Just mathematically, you won't be able to keep up. It has nothing to do with talent. Just mathematically, on sheer volume, you're not going to be able to pick up. Your big's not going to be able to get out on the floor. You're not going to be able to stop all the versatility of today's skill set. He said in the clip that the players today are more skilled, they have more athleticism than ever. They're just going to stretch you out all game and tear you apart. Sure, maybe there's some way to fix it and to make it more entertaining. I've seen Nick Wright say make dunks worth 3 points. I don't know. I've seen some people say get rid of the corner three. I don't know. I just don't think that the old way is the way anymore. The game has changed. At one point, we thought you drafted centers number 1 overall, and that was it. Then LeBron James came. Then everybody was looking for the next 6'9" wing. Now you got guards. The game changes. And it changes based on what your talent predicates. When we have centers coming into the game, when we have 15 Jokic's coming in, you'll see a changing in the dynamic of how the game is played. But that's not happening right now. We getting guards and we getting wings and we getting bigs that want to be wings. I don't know what to do. As always, thank you for watching. RedNationBlogga out.